Hello students, teachers, parents, history nerds. Hello everybody. And welcome to Nutshelled History, where we lay out the facts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We continue with our Modern World History series by looking at the Americas in the Age of Imperialism. Don't forget that there's a link for a fill-in-the-blank worksheet in the description. Feel free to use it. I just ask that you like and subscribe. I apologize for any mispronunciations ahead of time. I do my best. Many factors undermined democracy in the newly independent nations of Latin America. Constitutions in these nations guaranteed equality before the law, but inequalities remained. With no tradition of unity, regionalism also weakened the new nations. Local strongmen called caudillos assembled private armies to resist the central government. Mexico is an example of the challenges faced by many Latin American nations. Large landowners, army leaders, and the Catholic Church dominated Mexican politics. The ruling elite was divided between conservatives and liberals. Bitter battles between these two groups led to revolts and the rise of dictators. When Benito Juárez and other liberals gained power, they began an era of reform known as La Reforma. After Juárez died, however, General Porfirio Díaz ruled as a harsh dictator. Many Indians and mestizos fell into peonage to their employers. Under colonial rule, Latin America was economically dependent on Spain and Portugal. After independence, the new Latin American republics adopted free trade, but Britain and the United States replaced Spain as Latin America's chief trading partners. To discourage any new European colonization of the Americas, the United States issued the Monroe Doctrine and established international police power in the Western Hemisphere. U.S. companies continued to invest in the countries of Latin America. To protect these investments, the United States sent troops to many of these countries, which made the United States a target of increasing resentment. When the United States built the Panama Canal, it was an engineering marvel that boosted shipping worldwide. To people in Latin America, however, the canal was another example of Yankee imperialism. In Canada, Britain created two provinces, English-speaking Upper Canada and French-speaking Lower Canada. When unrest grew in both colonies, Parliament joined the two Canadas into one colony in 1840. As the country grew, Canadian leaders urged confederation of Britain's North American colonies. They felt that confederation would strengthen the new nation and help Canada's economic development. Britain finally agreed, and Parliament passed a law that created the Dominion of Canada. As a dominion, Canada had its own parliament. As the growing country expanded westward, the way of life of Native Americans was destroyed. Métis, people of French and Native American descent, resisted but were put down. And now, the recap. Newly independent Latin American nations tried to get their democracy game on, but it was a hot mess. Constitutions promised equality, but inequalities and regionalism ran rampant. Local tough guys, called caudillos, built their own armies to defy central governments. In Mexico, power struggles between landowners, army leaders, and the church saw liberals like Benito Juárez make some progress with La Reforma. But after he died, General Porfirio Díaz turned dictator, and many ended up in peonage. After independence, Latin America switched economic dependency from Spain and Portugal to Britain and the U.S., who also flexed their military muscles to protect investments, leading to resentment. The U.S. built the Panama Canal, a global shipping marvel, but to Latin Americans it screamed Yankee imperialism. Meanwhile, in Canada, Britain merged English-speaking Upper Canada and French-speaking Lower Canada into one colony to curb unrest, eventually leading to the formation of the Dominion of Canada. As Canada expanded westward, it trampled Native American life, and the Métis resistance was crushed. There you have it, folks. That is the Americas in the Age of Imperialism, nutshelled. Thanks for being here at Nutshelled History. I will thank you even more if you like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments so that I can properly thank you. See you all real soon, I hope.